Hello everybody, this is Fabi from The Next Big Rush, and today I am absolutely ecstatic. I am so happy. I even brought my faithful cup of coffee here because this is what's going on in Brazil right now. As many of you know, I'm from Brazil, and so I get to hear instantly when things are bubbling up there or down there. And man, just so much stuff going on. There are two pieces of really good news, and really good news if you're looking at long-term investing in Brazil, if you're looking at public companies, if you're looking at mining companies in Brazil also. So the thing that's making the news today is that former President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, known for short as Lula, has been convicted of corruption charges, money laundering, and some other delicious things for, I think his charge is 9.5 years. Now, all joking aside about him having 9.5 fingers, because one of them got cut off, just very serendipitous stuff. Like, I kid you not, Brazil is just a ready-made joke. What is happening is that we don't know whether he is actually going to jail. He can appeal. Things are going to start getting very messy politically. They're going to continue to get very messy, just like I said on my last video about Brazil. It will continue to get messy, but what we see here is that there is that movement towards big, powerful politicians not being able to get away with everything. And being able to get away with everything and anything has been the status quo in Brazil since its inception. As a republic, as Portugal's colony, it has always been like that. And now for the first time ever, we're saying, you know what? We don't care if you're the president, you did this wrong, you should pay for it. And I'm just still shocked that this conviction even came through, that he was charged at all, because as a Brazilian, we're really raised to believe that things are the way they are and they'll never change. And now I start to see changes which will move Brazil towards a more business-friendly country. As soon as news came out that the former president could go to jail, the real, the Brazilian currency, went up immediately, just like that. So that's a good sign for business. It's a good sign that investment long-term will come back to Brazil. Obviously, it's still a long process. There's still a lot more to go. One of the caveats of this charge is that apparently, and I don't know if this can be appealed or not, the former president cannot elect himself. He can't be elected for any sort of public office for 18 or 19 years. That's a long time. He's, I think, 71. So if he can't become president again for another 19 years, I'll be very grateful. Now, here's the other thing that happened the day before in Brazil that most people did not pay attention to, which will also make Brazil a more business-friendly country. And that is I'm going to call it workers' right / labor reform. Now, you probably don't know this, but I believe 85 or 95% of all labor-related lawsuits happen in Brazil. Yes, around the whole world. You think the US is bad? When it comes to labor law, Brazil is by far the single worst country. Why? Well, because Brazilian culture still believes that the boss is evil, the workers can do no wrong, and so we must put up a lot of laws in order to protect the poor little guy from the big bad guy. And if you study psychology, you know this already. By putting those classes of people in those positions, then guess what? Little poor people feel protected, and then they become little poor people, and the big bad boss becomes the big bad boss because he's put in that place. But whatever, no psychology for today. And there have been small changes that will probably work like this. these small changes, which are not revolutionary. It's still a very difficult business country to do business with, employer-wise. But those small changes that they have made will probably make people see, okay, because the economy has gone down so much, I think it's hit bottom, and I don't think it will get any worse. Now, whether it's from this or something else, I think the economy will improve a little bit, just enough for people to see, you know what, those labor laws that we've changed, they weren't so bad, because I mean, we're doing a little bit better now. And because of that, I think then you'll have more room to have less and less regulation in the whole country, because this whole political crisis has created a lot of libertarians, a lot of people who believe in freedom, a lot of people who do not want the government to tell them what to do, when to do, how to do everything at all times. And so this is good news overall for Brazil. I'm super excited. I really never thought I would see this in my lifetime. As I'm recording this, he hasn't gone to jail yet, but it could happen. And just to know, regardless of your personal political position, just to know that things used to be one way, you know, and corruption was running rampant, and now a few corrupt people are going to jail. Just that transition alone, if you're a good person, and I know that you are, I think that's a good reason to celebrate for sure. So what does this have to do with mining? Look, so far on the labor front, it might get a little bit better. Okay, so there should be savings for producing gold companies, or those that are developing and are hoping to produce. So that's good news within the labor reform. And you have to keep an eye out, because after one reform is passed, I think that other reforms will come through and they will gain momentum, so that Brazil is just a better place to do business overall, whether that's with gold mining, whether it's with other minerals, or just different companies in Brazil. There are a lot of startups in Brazil doing tech stuff, some amazing things that, you know, if we could get a chance as investors here in Canada to get in on those, it would be just spectacular. So fingers crossed, maybe regulation will change regarding that. And you never know, if I hear of anything of, you know, hot startups in other industries and how to get involved in those, then I'll let you know for sure. That's it for today. We're in the summer doldrums. Like I said in my last video, it's boring. When it's boring, you should be excited. More than excited, you should actually start buying. I am for sure in the market. I want to buy some more. Not that there is much money left to buy the companies that I'm interested in, but this is where you make your fortune, guys. We just had a little bit of taste of what a bull market is like in 2016, and I would count that as a blessing, because you know how much a stock can go up by because of nothing, just because sentiment has changed. And so I am super excited. I think our net worths, both mine and yours, will go up significantly in the next 5 years, especially because I bet you that's going to coincide with a uranium bull market, and I can't even imagine what that's going to be like. And yeah, that's it. I'm going to go back to drinking my coffee and celebrating some great cleanup in my my native country. Thank you very much. If you like this video, hit like and subscribe, because there's a lot more coming your way. I haven't said that in a while. All right, guys, take care. Bye-bye.